"50 Shades Darker." So 50 Shades Darker is the highly anticipated sequel to the highly critically acclaimed and very successful 50 Shades of Grey. And once again, just like the first film, I think it's written by the same writers. I don't know, nor do I really care. And it stars Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson as Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele, respectively. And basically, they broke up at the end of the previous movie. So, at the beginning of this movie, they had to get back together, and then we have our movie. Let's talk about 50 Shades Darker. Oh. Yeah. Give me a break. Not happening. Not happening. Oh my god. Alright, let's get right into it. Because, yeah, this film was on everybody's most anticipated list. Well, I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm gonna be very blunt about it. This movie sucks! Okay? Like, I can't even comprehend how bad this movie was. It was so ridiculous and so nonsensical. After I was done with the movie, I was shaking so bad that I had to get this blanket here, my Disneyland blanket, and I just curled myself up like this, kind of like what Jackson Fulcher does with it after he saw Dirty Grandpa, kind of like that, and I just laid there for several minutes, like trying to understand what was so good about this, like why this movie was made. First off, let's get to the acting. Yeah, it's terrible. Jamie Dornan, he sucks. Dakota Johnson, oh my god, Dakota Johnson. I owe Elle Fanning an apology. Because Dakota Johnson was just so... I don't even know a word to describe it. I can't... That's how messed up this movie is. And that's basically what it did. I can't even think straight. And... yeah, like, I am wearing my Disneyland... I have my Disneyland blanket. I wish I was at Disneyland instead of watching this movie. Like, I was thinking that I was at Disneyland having fun. Like, I was trying to think that I was at Disneyland having fun rather than sitting here watching this piece of garbage, nonsensical, pathetic pile of cinematic scum. Yeah, the acting's garbage. Dakota Johnson is worse. She makes Elle Fanning look redeemable. Like, yeah, as bad as the Neon Demon was, this movie's on par, if not worse than it. And you might be wondering, is this worse than Resident Evil: The Final Chapter? Yeah, let's talk about that. I remember when I said Resident Evil: The Final Chapter would be my worst movie of the year. Yeah, I was wrong. I was way wrong with that. This movie is so much worse. It's ridiculous. Like, at least with Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, all I really had was a headache that made me take ibuprofen. This movie, I fell asleep twice, and at the end, I had to get into my blanket. I was just sitting there, so physically and mentally drained. I was originally going to go see Lego Batman movie that night, but I didn't. You know why? Because this movie physically and mentally and emotionally drained me so bad that I figured if I tried to drive to the theater, I'd probably drive off the road. So yeah, there you go. And you might be wondering, how did you get to the theater in the first place? I didn't see this movie in theaters because I'm not giving E.L. James any of my money. Nope. She doesn't get a penny from me. And the dialogue, oh my god, the dialogue in this movie. You thought the first one was bad. This one is just as bad, if not worse, than the first one. I'm just like, oh my god. How did this movie get a theatrical release? I don't even understand it. Ugh. And yeah, this was me throughout the movie. I was just like, let me just fall asleep here. Yeah, that was me. That was me. Just either falling asleep in awe of what I was just seeing, or I was just like, what is this crap? But yeah, and the worst part of this movie, the plot. What plot? There's nothing to it. It's just Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan, they get together, they date, they talk, they argue, and then they have sex. Speaking of which, the sex scenes aren't even sexy at all. Like, there aren't even that many of them. And when they do happen, it's like they're just there. That's it. That's really it. That's the sex scenes in this movie. And they go to parties a few times, and, like, there's another love triangle, like with the last movie. Like, you have Jamie Dornan and Anastasia Steele. You have them, and then you have, oh my god, the boss. The boss. His name was Jack Hyde, I think. Oh my god. This guy is the most annoying, despicable character I have seen since Robert De Niro in Dirty Grandpa. I'm serious. I'm going that far. I could not stand this character, and the way he was just hitting on Dakota Johnson's character is just so cringeworthy. So cringeworthy. Like, they're at this bar together, and then Christian Grey comes up, and he sees them, and he's like, what? I don't even remember the exact scene. I hardly remember anything in this movie because, again, I fell asleep twice, and I was just so bored throughout. This movie is so boring. Like, if it does not put you to sleep, then congratulations. You just achieved something because it's that boring. And oh my god. My iPad, I'm recording with my iPad right now. Let me tell you, it's lucky to be recording, and you guys are lucky you're getting this review because I cannot believe that I did not break this iPad, because there's a scene toward the end of this movie. It involves a helicopter crash. And then, like, I'm going to spoil it. I don't care. I don't think anybody cares if I spoil this thing. I'm just going to tell you right now how this went down, okay? So, you have this helicopter crash, and then Christian Grey, he was on the helicopter. I think he was flying it, and like, first off, they don't even show the actual crash. They showed it in the trailer. Yeah, not in the movie. And then a few scenes later, Dakota Johnson, she's at this other party. She's crying. She's all sad. She doesn't know where Christian is. And then it's like the helicopter crash has been found. No sign of Christian Grey on the news. And then a couple minutes later, it reports that Christian Grey has been found and he's on his way back to Washington or Seattle or wherever the hell he is. I don't know. But yeah, it says Christian Grey has been found, and then the second that happens, Literally, the second that happens, Christian Grey walks in. He's like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing?" At that point, I threw my iPad across the room. Because, like, oh my god. It's just... oh my god. Hold on, where are my glasses? I can't see anything right now. There they are. Did I break them? No, I didn't. Thank God. That's the end of the movie for you. Right there. And then there's this proposal and all this other bull crap set. And of course, this movie sets up for a sequel because it's just inevitable. We're going to get 50 Shades Freed. And you guys probably already know my least anticipated movie of 2018. I think that's when it comes out. But yeah. Anyway, let's just... I'm still, like, emotionally affected by what this movie did to me. I was shaking so bad. And guess what? Like, at least with the first film had a somewhat decent soundtrack. Like, you had "Love Me Like You Do," and it was well shot. Sometimes, at least the first movie had that. Guess what? This movie doesn't even have that. You have, I don't even remember the name of the song. Some Taylor Swift song. And then you have, like, some really crappy cover of a Frank Sinatra song. Like, give me a break! And the cinematography, it's so ridiculously pretentious. It's so pretentious. And this movie, I'm not even kidding. It's 2 hours long. It took me over 4 hours to finish. Because it was that bad. I took... let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I took 7 breaks. 7! Throughout this movie. Because it was that bad. It was so ludicrous. So atrocious. Again, I couldn't even go out to the theater to see Lego Batman because I was afraid I was going to drive off the damn road. So yeah. There you have it. This movie is pathetic. It is nonsensical. It is idiotic. It's boring. The plot points make no sense. Like, dude, I'm like, Anastasia Steele, I'm just like, why are you hanging out with a control freak? And this boss character, this creep guy that he is, oh my god. I can't even comprehend. I can't even think straight right now. That's how bad this movie was. And, yeah, again, there was something else I had. Oh, yeah. And there's another subplot involving this mysterious girl. Like, what is this, a horror movie now? Make up your mind, movie. And Dakota Johnson's character, she needs to make up her mind as well. She's with this control freak. Like, 1 minute she wants to be with him, the next minute she doesn't. And then, all of a sudden, like, the next thing you know, they just... like, why do you want to be with this character? He's so controlling. Like, he just wants you to do what you're told. Yeah, that's another quote in this movie, by the way. Like, do what you're told, do what you're told. She does what you're told so many times. That's all she's ever been doing. Oh. I'm exhausted. Let's just move on. Fifty Shades of Grey is a terrible, abysmal piece of garbage cinematic abortion of a movie. Yeah. So guess what? You guys all know how I feel about it. I'm not even going to give it a 0 because I don't think it's worthy of a 0, personally. I guess, yeah, like, I normally only do this at the end of the year, but I think this one deserves it now because I don't think this will top, or I don't think anything will top this as the worst movie of 2017. And this is easily one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. 50 Shades Darker, -1. -1%. Ultra rotten rating. F minus, F minus, F minus, F minus. The biggest F minus I could give. It's a -1. Alright, so there you go, guys. There's my review / epic rant on 50 Shades Darker. Have you guys seen it? Yeah, no one's seen it. So what's the worst romance film you have ever seen? Or the worst drama? Or if you did see this movie, what did you think about it? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more reviews in the future. Hopefully I'll be able to see the Lego Batman movie and John Wick Chapter 2 sometimes. And to all the girlfriends out there, please, I beg you, do not drag your boyfriends to see this movie. My girlfriend knows better. She hated the first movie, so I feel confident that she won't drag me to this one again, especially after I've seen it. So yeah, there you go. So, until my next review, once again, my name is the California Cougar, and always remember to stay California cool, everyone. I'm gonna go fall asleep now.